this going. We can change it up if we want to. Keep me guessing, keep me guessing. Keep me guessing, keep me guessing. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's not hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
I feel like the real MVP. I feel like I should give a speech. I feel like I deserve a ring. I feel like the highlight if you know what I mean.
Well, hi everybody. How are you? It is good to see you, man. So I am kind of set up. I made a makeshift little studio here in our guest bedroom den that is at my daughter's house, and we'll see how this goes. Picked up a little inexpensive podcast microphone to get me through the whole trip, and we'll see what this does if I go back to Layla's karaoke machine microphone or not. But I wanted to get a story today out to you for tonight. The other 3 grandkids are arriving tonight, and then tomorrow is a big grandkid birthday party. So it's kind of essential that I get a couple of stories to you guys, and so that I can play with the entire fam. It will have been a long time since we all 11 of us have been together, and so I'm kind of looking forward to it. So that's going to be wonderful. Anyway, that got me thinking on these stories today, and about friendship and the relationships. And I found a couple books about the diversity in friendship, and they're very simple. One of them, the first one, is illustrated all in photographs, and it's by Shelley Rotner and Sheila M. Kelly. And the other book is done with some illustrations, and I'll talk about that after I read this first one called All Kinds of Friends. So thanks everybody for being here for the Story Circle, and let's go. Let's dive right in. All Kinds of Friends by Sheila Rotner and Sheila M. Kelly. Shelley Rotner. To all children who are discovering ways to make friends. I love that. There are all kinds of friends. Young friends, old friends, new friends, best friends, family friends, and more friends next door. Smart friends, funny friends, furry friends, and feathered friends too. Feathered friends, furry friends. Small friends, tall friends, friends with different ways to walk, friends with different ways to talk, friends with different faces and families from different places. School friends and after-school friends. Friends who play sports and all sorts of games. Friends who like to dress up, and friends who like to pretend. Sometimes friends can make you sad or even mad. Mostly friends have fun and like to be together. Good friends, true friends, are the best friends of all. What kind of friends do you have? Celebrate all the different kinds of friends in your life What kind of friend? My goodness. That's just so true. What kind of friends do we have? I mean, look at us. I haven't even met you guys. And still, I consider you amazing friends. The part of the story circle that comes and listens. And, there's just some things that you do for certain friends. And this story is important for all of us. This story time is important for all of us. And you guys come and lend me your time and listen. And in exchange, I get to share wonderful books with you. And we have created a wonderful circle of friends. And I think it's amazing. So there's also those times when kids, So like I was saying, there's those times when, as a kid, you have difficulty making friends. We were just having this discussion last night with our daughter and son-in-law about them as they've moved into a whole new area, and they've left a very tight circle of friends back in the Washington, and now they're down here. And how do you create a new circle of friends in a new city, and even as adults? So I thought that book on friendship was something that was really interesting. This next book, though, was one of those books that I love the perspective that it's written from. Kids and their honest questions and way they act and respond to different things. I thought this was a very good book to go with this, and a lesson that all of us can get a lot of good input from, I think. So this book is called What Happened to You? And it's by James Catchpole and Karen George. And the illustrations are just too cute. What Happened to You? And it starts with this little thing first. It was Faber has published children's books since 1929. I love this. T.S. Eliot's Old Possum Book of Practical Cats and Ted Hughes' The Iron Man were amongst the first. Our catalog at the time said that it is by reading such books that children learn the difference between the shoddy and the genuine. We still believe in the power of reading to transform children's lives. We pride ourselves on responsible editing and think our books deliver on that promise. We hope they grow a love of reading, kindle curiosity, and nurture empathy. Our aim is to publish excellent, kind, and inclusive books in which all children feel represented and important. I wanted to share that. I thought that was just such a great mission statement for a book publisher. Wow. What Happened to You? James Catchpole, illustrated by Karen George. Joe was playing his favorite game. It had sharks and possibly crocodiles. But crocodiles and sharks were no match for pirates like Joe. Not this time, Senor Sharkface. Sharks were easy compared to kids Joe hadn't met yet. You've only got one leg, said a kid. Yup, said Joe, and you've squashed my shark. What happened to you? Said the kid. But Joe didn't feel like telling that story, so he just said, What do you think? The kid didn't know how to answer that. But another kid did. Did it fall off? No, said Joe. A third kid thought that was silly. Legs don't fall off, she said. Kid number 4 agreed. He asked, Was it a burglar? Then kid 2 thought very hard and said, Did it fall off in the toilet? No and no, said Joe. This is a trick, isn't it? You're hiding it, said Kid 5. No, said Joe, and stop staring at my bottom. There were more questions. But where's your leg? Here. Which Joe did try to answer. But where's your other leg? What other leg? Though some of them, was it a lion? Were a bit silly. Was it 1,000 lions? Yes, said Joe. It was 1,000 lions. Really? Said the kids. No, shouted Joe. Joe was playing his game again, but this time Kid 1 said, Is that a crocodile down there? And Joe said, Yes, I think so. My name is Simone, said Kid 1. My name is Joe, said Joe. And there are sharks down there too. They especially like pirates. Pirates? Said Simone. Pirates, said Joe. Cool, said Simone, and Yuto, and Caspar, and Manny, and Ibrahim, and all the kids seemed happy with that. Later, Simone asked, Do you ever get bored of that question about your leg and that you don't have? What do you think? Said Joe. Simone did know the answer to that, but Joe had a question of his own. Do you still need to know what happened? No, said Simone. And Joe seemed happy with that. That's wonderful. And there's a note for the adults from James that wrote the book. Dear adult, does your child want to know everything about every disabled person they see all at once and at top volume? Here are my suggestions. Don't panic. You don't want to make your kids awkward. A calm, matter-of-fact voice tone always works best. Answer simply, and generally, yes, some people have one leg or use a wheelchair or move and speak differently, and that's okay. Disability is normal. Educate generally. Some people use wheelchairs if their legs don't work so well. Some people are born without a leg. Some people lose one in an accident, etc. 4. It's good to be curious, but be clear you don't know this person specifically, and it has to be okay not to know. It's not polite to ask people you don't know personal questions. Why? Asks your child. Manners, for one thing, but also empathy. Just imagine how boring it would be to have to answer the same question all the time. If it's too late and your child has already popped the question directly, then you can be fairly sure the disabled person has dealt with the scenario 100 times before and has their way of handling it, probably with good humor. But it is still worth your child knowing that disabled people are just like anyone else, getting on with their busy day, not looking to be a teachable moment. Best of luck, James. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and that's what he says. I love that. I think that's true about, there are teachable moments, but not everyone wants to be a teachable moment. Wow. Gosh, hadn't thought of that. Anyway, you guys, those were my stories for today, and I hope you enjoyed them on this little on the roads story circle. I'll set this as a premiere, and hopefully you guys get a chance to chat, and I might be able to pop in unless the grandkids arrive about the same time. So you guys, until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. You'll find it first by looking in your mirror, and then go share that beauty with somebody else. And I'll see you next time.
All we need is a place to be and a few good friends for some company. If you'd like to stay, you don't have to leave. We'll leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we've got.